Well done. 3-1. Was that about right in the end?
Yeah, it's a good result. To be fair, they were very tough first half, and the second half, the way they prepared themselves, prepared themselves before the game, they were very good, and also the way they standing in front of the box was quite hard for us in the first half, especially. But we managed to score 3 goals. It's a great result.
How key was Cody Gakpo right on half-time, that goal?
It's great. It's great. It gives us confidence in the second half to go there and try our best also to win the game, because 1-0 down, you just need to focus and equalize. Then after that, you need to score the second one. But a minute before the half-time, he scored a great goal. So, yeah, it's a great result.
It's almost like the Gakpo goal, isn't it now, the way he cuts in onto that right foot?
Yeah, it's something he practiced a lot in training. We practice all in that situation. When we go there, we finish situation or cross it in the second post. So, yeah, it's a great finish from him.
Every game there seems to be a Premier League record for you. It's 100 home goals in the Premier League now, 98 for Liverpool.
Yeah, well, it's something I'm very proud of. I will keep working hard, and hopefully I can go a little bit further.
And how good is your form? When you sum it up, how well are you playing right now? Top scorer in the Premier League, 16 goals.
It's great. To be fair, that as much as a team winning, and the most important thing for me is the team winning. Hopefully we win the Premier League, and I will have a big impact in that. That's great for me.
Well, 7 points clear in the Premier League with the game in hand. How does that sound?
It's great, but we need just to focus in each game, and yeah, hopefully we carry on like that.
You've been ahead before at this time of year, of course, and not gone on to win it. So does it feel different? Do you sense that?
Yeah, it feels different, but the most important thing is we need to stay humble. That year, I think we had a few injured when we were ahead, and we lose it in the end, but hopefully we carry on like that and no injured, then we just go and win it.
Are you as personally motivated as you've ever been to win another title?
Of course, this one is very special. Hopefully we win the Premier League for this club is something I'm very, very proud, dream of. So I really want to win the Premier League this year, hopefully.
And by the time you play your next home game here, it'll be January, Manchester United. Any update? Any update for the fans? Happy New Year and everything.
No, I want to tell them Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but then I see them next game here.
Thank you, Mo. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Started really well. But you always felt, especially when Liverpool just scored before half-time, that was the floodgates about to open. And Leicester, as I say, they kept it down to 3. When you consider the new goalkeeper making his debut, another couple of injuries as well, at Anfield, well, Liverpool playing so well at the moment as well, they played their part, but Liverpool just too good, and they're looking very, very confident, very assured at the top of the table.
Momentum is there, isn't it? Particularly with that second half performance.
Yeah, but let's be honest, even though Leicester scored first, we knew they were going to win, really. I mean, I think they're the only team in the Premier League without a weakness. Don't think they have a weakness anywhere. Goalkeeper, defence, midfield, attack, best attack by a country mile. Brilliant manager, seems to, emotionally intelligent, makes the right decisions at the right times. They're steamrolling everybody right now.
Much to discuss then as your Boxing Day Premier League results come to an end. It started, seems a long time ago, with the champions dropping more points. Everton have now drawn with City, Arsenal and Chelsea. In the last few weeks, City, 1 win in 13 in all competitions, 1-1 they were pegged back to at the Etihad. Goal was draw between Bournemouth and Palace. Fulham beating Chelsea for the first time in Premier League history at Stamford Bridge with a late winner from Rodrigo Muniz. Another good week continues for Newcastle. 3-0 they beat Villa, who had John Duran sent off. Nottingham Forest in the top 3 tonight. Another defeat for Spurs. 1-0 it finished at the City ground. Ivan Juric took charge of Southampton for the first time, the bottom club, losing that by 1-0, courtesy of Jared Bowen's winning for West Ham. Manchester United lost 4, they lost 5 in the league under Ruben Amorim. Bruno Fernandes sent off as well. 2-0, they lost at home game in charge, and Liverpool, despite going 1 down after 6 minutes, turned it round to beat Leicester 2-1. What kind of momentum do they have at the moment with those kind of numbers?
Well, they're absolutely loving it, aren't they? I mean, you can only imagine that dressing room. People will say, they will come out and say, we don't look at other teams, we're just concentrating on ourselves, and they're right to do that. And they are concentrating on themselves. They're motoring along really well, but everybody around them has fallen away at the same time. Chelsea lost today. Manchester City dropped points again, and they're probably out of it now. I mean, when I look at the league table, I'd be astonished if Liverpool don't go on to win it now. I think their only danger could be Arsenal. I don't fancy Chelsea. I think they're too young, too inexperienced. Forest are having a great season, but they can't sustain that. Newcastle too far behind, even though they're coming into good form at the moment. Bournemouth, they can't challenge either. So for me, it's Arsenal and Arsenal only in terms of dangers to them now. But I mean, I think they're only a danger to themselves, aren't they? I mean, the way they're playing, unless they implode themselves, unless they have a Manchester City moment, then it looks like they're streaking clear.
Arne Slot is understandably very calm, very collected, and is tempering any excitement, he says, at this early stage. But we're almost at halfway, and you look at the way they're playing, you look at that league table. Is it difficult for Liverpool fans not to be super excited here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, especially after the dominance of Manchester City, but I think from the first day he's walked in the door, everybody thought, wow, this is going to be a massive job to fill Jurgen Klopp's shoes. I think it was at Old Trafford where I remember him stood on the side, and he just stood there like, you know, no stress at all, super confident. I've been so impressed for a manager to come into this league. I know Horn's slightly inferior, but the way he comes in with the confidence that he has managing this group, I think is remarkable.
Well, let's talk to a man who's only ever had one Liverpool manager till this season. Andy Robertson, part of a winning team again, waiting to talk to us live at Anfield. Good to see you, Andy. Before we get to the bigger picture, you got an early fright there, but normal service resumed.
Yeah, obviously, you know, it's always tough. We know every Premier League game is not easy, especially when you concede first. And yeah, it probably gave us a wake-up call. I thought we started the game quite well, but then obviously we seen the threat of Leicester. They went on the counter-attack and unfortunately we conceded, but I think the reaction was really good, and I think we dominated the game from there on in.
How important was that equaliser just before half-time from Cody Gakpo, though, to change the half-time team talk? Yeah,
100%. I think we had a few chances, hit the post, hit the bar. But yeah, you don't want to go in at half-time behind. So I think the goal and the timing of it was perfect for us. And then we came out the second half. We wanted to start quick. We wanted to get our noses in front. And we managed to do that. And then, yeah, I think, like I said, we dominated the game. We could have got a couple more, but it was a good 3 points for us.
Andy, Mike Lone speaking, well played today. Just wondering, a lot of people talking about Arne Slot and what a great job he's doing. That's correct, but of course he's ably assisted by a team that have won virtually everything over the years. Just wanted to know from your side, has he tweaked your role in any way, shape or form, or the full-back's role, I should say, in general, or is it still same as?
No, to be honest, he tweaks our role every single game, really. I think, depending on who we're playing, how they set up, how we want to set up, positions and different roles within every game. So, tactically, he's unbelievable, him and his staff. And I think credit to the lads, we've bought right into it. We've put a lot of work in on and off the pitch. And I think we're seeing the rewards just now. And, we have to keep pushing because the manager demands more from us. I don't think we're quite perfect in his eyes yet, and that's what we want. So we have to keep pushing, have to keep better, and if we do that, then hopefully we win a lot more games.
Hi Andy, it's Owen Hargreaves here. Well done, as Mo said. When I look at this Liverpool team, they almost remind me of the United team that I played on, that you could almost play any style. Whether you dominate possession, you can play on the counter, brilliant on set pieces. And I think that's a real talent. You look at a lot of teams, people say, we've got an identity. But actually having 3 or 4, I think, is such a huge strength to have, depending on what the game needs.
Yeah, 100%. Look, the Premier League's the toughest league in the world, but every single week you come up against, a different challenge. You maybe play teams that are really good with the ball, or you play them in a low block, or good on the counter-attack, or whatever. So I think you have to, try and play against their strengths and limit that, but then also you have to see how you exploit them. So no, you're right, you have to play different ways and different weeks, and I think we've done that this season. I think we've adapted pretty well to most oppositions that we've played, but we also need to keep doing it because we're less than halfway so far, and it's obviously been a good start, but you don't win anything in December, and we have to keep going if we want to be successful this season.
And on that, the flexibility you've got with those attacking players, I mean, Diaz and Jota on the bench today. Gakpo's, I think he's got 6 in his last 7 at Anfield. Mo Salah scores again. The options and the freshness you've got, you must feel you're going to win games with those guys.
Yeah, 100%. Our bench was strong today. Obviously we've got a few players back from injury. We've still got a couple to come back, which will make us even more stronger. And as long as we all try and stay fit and do the right things, then we know we've got a squad to compete for anything. So, like you says, the changes we make today, the difference they can make, and things like that. That's what makes a really good team. And to be fair, the lads coming off the bench, the attitude's spot on. They have to sometimes come on and change the game. So 11 players don't win anything. It's always 20, 25 players, and we need everyone this season. And hopefully we can keep making impacts on the bench and also on the pitch.
That's exactly what's going through my mind. I'm sat there with like 10 minutes to go, and I'm like, what is it that makes this Liverpool team special? Because it's not as though we see like really silky, incredible football build-up play. It's kind of efficient, controlled, and then in the final third, things get a little bit crazy. And I think what I kind of summarised it, that their attacks are so varied. We've talked a lot about the midfield of Liverpool, and I'm always trying to figure out what they're doing. Each midfield player can pop up anywhere. Sometimes Curtis Jones wide right, sometimes on the left-hand side, sometimes it's Gravenberch that makes a run through the middle, sometimes Alexis McAllister's inside the box. The attacks, the questions they ask are so varied, with so much quality, they're really hard to stop. They're the league's top scorers right now, and apart from the fact of the quality of Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo's been outstanding. But just the way that they vary their football, it makes them really hard to kind of thwart.
And how new is that to what we saw under Jurgen Klopp, that variety that Slot's Liverpool provide?
It's variety, it's bringing in different options. We've seen players in different spots. But there's this element of control, I think, that's the biggest thing. It's not quite with the same drama. It's not with quite the same intensity and all-out effort. The other thing, and Rob makes a great point, and I said the same, like, the front line of Liverpool is stronger and has more options than any other front line in the league. And we have to point to Mo Salah, Rebecca, who is redefining the role of a striker who plays on the right-hand side of the pitch. 16 goals, 11 assists a game for a player who's supposed to be unhappy is incredible. The last time we saw a striker who can play in a wide position and get those numbers was Thierry Henry for Arsenal, where he used to drift to the left-hand side and come in field. Mo Salah is redefining the role of a striker, and we should, at times, just celebrate him and what he does in this league, because his numbers and his performances are incredible.
And yet, in less than a week, if he wants to, he can sign a pre-contract agreement with a team outside of the Premier League. They've got to sign him up.
Well, particularly when you hear the reports that he's OK with a one-year contract. Well, perfect. Like if he's happy with a one-year contract, give him, of course he's going to be the highest earner. I mean, he's worth that money for one season. Plus, he's the fittest guy. He never has to be rotated out. He never, we get a little bit of interchange of players in the side. He wants to play every single week. He's the fittest guy at the football club. They said that on day one in pre-season. He blitzed everybody else in the running. So he's the fittest guy, incredible quality, one-year contract.
So all square at 1-1 at Anfield between Liverpool and Leicester in your final Premier League game of this Boxing Day. After the lead is just 6 minutes in, Owen, we're given a shock there by Jordan Ayew.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody thought they'd come and play football, but El Khanou does brilliant. That one lit around the corner there. Mavadidi does brilliant. Takes on Gravenberch, gets to the byline, just finds a little gap, gets across, and how about that for a first touch? Brilliant start. 6 minutes in, you couldn't ask for more than that.
No, you couldn't. I did think Virgil van Dijk could have defended it better. I mean, I'm no centre-half, but I think he should just drop here and cut that line off. I mean, if the ball cuts back to his man, Daka, then he can always get out there. But if he just stands in the position I've highlighted, I think he just cuts that out, takes a touch and plays his way out. As it happens, he just lets that ball dribble across. Robertson gets, well, out-muscled, really. And then the ball, as you see there, takes a little deflection and creeps into the corner. A good goal from Leicester's point of view, but I think easily avoidable from Liverpool. But Leicester have done well. They were worthy of scoring a goal, but if they could have hung on for another couple of minutes, then this could be a really interesting game. But Liverpool scoring just before the break, it's going to be an avalanche of red waves now, I would have thought.
Yeah, 46 minutes. And as I say, it was a man that Ruud van Nistelrooy knows very well. Managed him at PSV, where Gakpo scored 9 times in 14 league games before selling him to Liverpool. Yeah, forward pass again. That's how you break the lines in the Premier League. And then Gakpo gets the ball out of his feet, curls it beautifully into the far corner.
You know, you don't think he's got a chance here. Maybe he could have been forced down onto his left-hand side there, forced across the ball, but he allows him onto his right foot. And one of yours, that, Owen.
Oh, I mean, it's beautiful. I love when he comes inside Iordi's pitch, he knows exactly where it's going. I'm going to smash it into the top corner. Mo makes a good point. These guys, they're that good, that dominant with their strong foot. Mo Salah on the right and Gakpo on the left. He's got to go down the left. Has to go left. But in the end, these players are so good that once he gets inside, he knows exactly, I'm going to smash that in the top corner. Brilliant goal.
Yep, 6 in 7 at Anfield now for Cody Gakpo. Liverpool have been knocking on the door, let's be honest. They'd hit the woodwork twice prior to that.
They did, but I don't think they really troubled the keeper all that much. Obviously, set piece here. I think Mikasa keeps it alive, and it's a little bit fortunate. Robertson, this is one of yours, Mo. You were good at this, them little guided headers, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, Andy Robertson does all he can, really. I mean, you're not expected to score from there, but he gets plenty of height, plenty of power on it, and that's a really good effort, but never really going to score from there. Whereas this chance, you do expect Mo Salah to work the goalkeeper. It is a great effort. But you can see him in loads of space out here, waiting. Takes a right foot touch, then just shifts it out of his feet with his left foot and curls it. How many times have we seen that curl into the top corner from that position? He's got that finish in the bag. This time it was inches out.
Now, you both commented watching the game how often Liverpool were getting the ball into that penalty area, how many crosses they were getting in. I mean, I know you think Liverpool certainly are the most productive of that in the Premier League anyway. This is just in this first half alone. And when we actually look at the numbers, it's quite astonishing because they've got more crosses in today already than any other Premier League game under Arne Slot.
Yeah, that is quite incredible, really, because you would have thought by the end of the game it's going to be up 50 or 60 or something if the game continues in this vein, which would be a huge increase. I'm trying to work out why. Obviously, Darwin Núñez playing today, a little bit more height and presence in the box, maybe. But I actually think against these centre-halves, they'd be better placed to try to play the ball. You know, people like Conor Cody, they love the ball coming in, crossing it and heading it out. However, because Núñez is playing, maybe it's encouraging them to cross the ball a little bit more. But I think this game is set up for more of a Jota type. I think if he replaced Núñez, Liverpool might be a little bit better served and they can be a little bit more crafty and cute around the box. But we'll see. I don't think he'll change anything now because Liverpool have got the momentum now just with that last goal. I think he'll leave it as is for the first 15 minutes. But don't be surprised if Jota comes on for Núñez.
Just going back to our previous game, Rasmus Højlund to give his right arm for that graphic, wouldn't he, in the Manchester United team?
Yeah, he'll be watching that thinking, just get me some service too, please.
They've been beaten